edition of the MurataThletics.com Coaches Show. I'm Jacob Pumphrey, and joining me this week is the cross-country head coach, Coach Tim Servis. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
First off, it's been a little bit since we've had a Coaches Show. You had an off week this past weekend where you didn't compete, but the weekend before you had the opportunity to compete in the nationally renowned Chili Pepper Festival, and usually just top competition from around the nation is there to compete. I believe it was over 80 universities and colleges present, so just a lot of competition. Recap a little bit about the performances for both the men and the women.
Okay. Well, both teams did really good. Let's start off with the women. They beat East Central University, who's one of the top competitors in our conference, so that was real exciting. East Central beat us earlier, so I was really proud of the girls. They ran a little bit better than what they had been and improving, and so I thought that was really good. They finished 15th out of 33 teams, so they were a little bit above average for that meet, which had some really good competition overall. The men finished 12th out of 33, and they did really good. They beat some teams they had never beat before, like Missouri Southern University, which is a powerhouse cross-country program. They're always difficult to beat, whether it's their a down year or a good year for them. They're always competitive. So they beat them, and they beat some others who we hadn't seen. So I was real excited about that. They averaged team best time of 26:13. Which was about 45 seconds faster than what they were last year. So that was outstanding. That just kind of goes to show you what kind of improvement we're looking at.
This past weekend, there for a while, it just been weekend after weekend. You'd have a meet or a competition. But this past weekend, you were off. Both teams did not compete. Tell us a little bit about what goes into maybe an off week for cross country. Do the runners still train at the same rate that they would if they're preparing for a meet on the weekend, or do you kind of let them get their feet back under them, legs back under them, so to speak? Kind of go through, I guess, a day in the life of a cross-country athlete on a bye week.
Okay. Well, in cross-country, our program, we actually use the meet as a speed workout. So when we have a meet, we will not do as much speed workouts in the week, and we'll do less intensity because there will be a lot of intensity involved in the meet. But when we have an off week, what we'll do typically is we'll do a speed workout which is about as difficult as the meet that we're not competing in. So every week, I want a certain amount of intensity, and then we want a certain amount of aerobic building and having a good balance. So being that we didn't have a meet, we had an extra speed workout.
And this weekend, in fact on Saturday, you'll travel to Little Rock, Arkansas for the UALR Invitational. Going to compete against a lot of Division I talent. Kind of preview a little bit of what you expect from both your men and your women, with this also being the final tune-up before the Great American Conference Championships.
Well, it's going to be a beautiful day. It's going high of around 70 degrees, which is great for running. I'm expecting it to be about 65 degrees when we're running, which will be outstanding. A lot of times the heat and humidity will slow us down. And this is on a really nice, probably one of the nicer golf courses in Arkansas. So it's going to be flat. The course is going to be fast. There's going to be great times coming out of there. There's great competition with the Division I schools such as Euler, Arkansas State, Central Arkansas, Stephen F. Austin, Abilene Christian. So there will be a lot of teams there to help push our athletes to the next level. And then there'll be smaller teams such as Arkansas Tech, in which will be nice to compete against. They will have two divisions in the scoring, one for Division I and the other for Division II. I'm predicting both our teams will win the Division II division.
Well, all right. The Lady Murauters and the Murauters will both compete on Saturday at the University of Arkansas Little Rock Invitational in Little Rock, Arkansas. Coach says that they're going to they're going to be the top finishers in both the men's and the women's, and I'm sure we'll be ready to see that happen. So be sure to check out MuirAthletics.com for all your post-race recaps and other news regarding the cross-country team and head coach Tim Servis. Thanks, Coach. Best luck this weekend.